welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. Hey, this video is for you. Yes, you. You want to upgrade. You want to upgrade your fragrance collection, your bag collection, your accessory collection, your whatever. Let's get right into the video, okay? Look, I was not one to jump on the bandwagon and spend $200-300 for my fragrances because I never do. Because why? I am the bargain princess and I'm not going to overspend. I'm not going to overpay. I kid you not. But look, I was in Burlington. I thought you guys heard me say this on this channel before that Dee Dee's was home of the dupes. Burlington is doing their big one, okay? This new brand, Risk Water, they put out 3 inspired fragrances by 3 top big dogs when it comes into the designer perfume fragrance world, okay? This is their one by Miss Dior, okay? And these are only, by the way, these are only $16.99. I'm not even chewing bubblegum over here. These are $16.99. I would give this one a 7 out of 10. Okay. I liked it the way it came on. It lasted for, a cool, couple of hours, but this one, this peach one, if you don't remember nothing else about this video, nothing else that I'm saying, this is inspired by Tom Ford's Bitter Peach. This ate, this delivered, okay? 10 out of 10, highly recommend this one. Get the peach one, $16.99. These are not going to be in there that long because, I haven't heard anybody talking about these fragrances that have popped up in Burlington's. I haven't even heard the perfume world or gurus talking about these yet. So, you're hearing it first here or maybe there. I don't know. But look, this is inspired by Louis Vuitton Imagination. This is their inspired one by Louis Vuitton Imagination. Now, this one, I would give this one a I'll give this one a 7 out of 10. It came out strong, it lasts, for a couple of hours, but $16.99. You know what? Look, this is my little hack. Look, don't give up. If it doesn't last long on the skin, because we all have different oils, our skin gives off different chromosomes, whatever. Look, spray it on your clothes. That's going to tell you how long something is going to last, whether it's the real deal, the designer, a dupe, whatever. Spray it on your clothes. That's going to tell you the whole story. That's it. And look, alt, they understand the assignment every time. Look, this is a smaller one. This is a large one. $20, $15, a no-brainer. And this is their version of Libre. Now, out the gate, it gave a little projectile that it smelled a little bit like Libre, but then it kind of like, it kind of fizzled out, after a few little hours, but this one, I sprayed this on my clothes. This one had a longer longevity, that one. And then Dossier. I've been loving this fragrance. I'm like, why has it taken me so long? I mean, I've heard my girl Aaliyah mention this. She has her perfume with them, her brand deal with them. And for the most part, they understand the sign. This bites down. Look, you see this one? This is inspired by Joe Malone's wood sage sea salt. This one, Chef's Kiss, $19.99 at Marshalls. So for the most part, you're going to get all of these at Marshalls, TJ Maxx, Marshalls, and Ross and Burlington. What did I just say? Marshalls, TJ Maxx, Ross, and Burlington, okay? Oh, and look, dollar. Let's talk about the dollar. Why was this a dollar at Burlington? Okay, why was this? I don't even care. I got it. It smelled. This is the real thing. It just was in the package. It came out. It's not my job to understand why they're marking stuff down. I'm not the markdown police. I don't care. I'm a consumer, and my job is to consume stuff at a lower price, of course. Look, I went into Polo Ralph Lauren, the outlets, a couple of weeks ago. Why did the material change, sis? Like, why did they change the material up on me? Like, I was like, what the hell? What's going on? They changed their material. And so when they did that, I did a U-turn and I went, where did I go to get this hat? Burlington again. I can't even stop. Burlington. I went there and got this hat. Look, this was only $8.99. I was looking at this hat for a long time in Burlington. I'm like, I'm going to Polo. I'm going to Polo. And I kept saying, I'm going to Polo. When I got there, like I said, the material changed. It just wasn't there for me. So I'm like, you know what? This is the next best thing. And the more I look at this hat, the more I'm loving it. And hey, look, it's giving polo vibes to me. I don't care if someone, oh, that's not, I don't care. That's not my job to care what you think or what you say, but I'm wearing it. So if I'm cool with wearing it, that's all that matters. If you're cool with wearing something, that's all that matters. Don't let somebody tell you that, oh, well, why you can't afford the real, you keep spending all of your kids' lunch money and all your bill money on bags and stuff that, you know, that is deflating your wallet, okay, instead of making it look stacked up. Okay, look, t-shirts. I think I put you guys onto this before. Look, these are Calvin Klein t-shirts. Look, Burlington once again, 198. I think I told you guys where to find these at. You're gonna find these back in the bag by the men's t-shirts or undergarments, but they're gonna be on the end. It's gonna say clearance on it for the most part. If not, they're usually kept up front next to the POS machines, the point of sales machines, right? So that's where you're gonna find these at. So great come up, great find all the time. Love it there at Burlington. Okay, and look, I went in TJ Maxx and I found this. This is also sold on Burlington and it's called Club de Nude One Man. And right off the bat, when I smelled this, Coco Mademoiselle. That's what it gave. And then when it dried down, La Via's Belle. Okay, I can't even make this up. On Amazon, I believe these are $20. TJ Maxx is only asking $12.99. Okay, so you guys know where I'm going. I'm going to TJ Maxx. Okay, but I got mine for $10 on clearance. Of course, you guys already know that, right? So the bag. This is the Mini Claire crossbody bag by Coach. So I need to get on the Coach bandwagon right away. But look, if this is nice quality, this is very nice. I am impressed. And I went to the outlets and got her for $129. I think out the door at $141. But look, this is very versatile. This is goes from this shoulder to crossbody, and and it also is multifunctional. Look at all these compartments in here, okay? And then there's one on the side. I'm loving this little bag. I'm so in love with her. I'm glad I got her. But look, when I was in DD's, and DD's is just home of the dupes. It's still home of the dupes. But look, these are in my Amazon shopping cart right now. They've been there for the last couple of weeks. And these glasses, I think they're like $10 to $14. And who had these on? Amazon is filed for that. They had Tiana Taylor up there, girl. Look, we all know who these are designer inspired by. Look, $4.99 at DD's discount. Look, they're almost giving the same vibe as my Vince Camuto glasses that I have on that I paid, I think, $12.99 at Ross. Look, it's like giving the same vibes. But I'm here for it. I'm loving it. And then I also picked up these Vince Camuto glasses from Burlington for $12.99. And look at this, they're pink. Look at that, how cute. Cute, okay? And look, DD's, once again, didn't disappoint. These blue blocking these are blocks. These are blue light glasses. Okay, I said blue blockers. So those are the old commercial. Look, $4.99. Look how the chunkiness of these. Look at these. You can't tell me that. I don't care if you went to school or if you went to college or whatever, the university, whatever. These are giving that you are a studious person, that you know what you're talking about. Okay, if you're ever in Nordstrom Rack, look, don't forget to pick up your free dusters. Yes, you can get any duster if, as long as you're purchasing a pair of shoes. They don't care, honey. They're laying on the floor. They're trying to get rid of them. So don't forget to pick up your free dusters. Okay, free, free. I said free, free. And look, can we talk about 25-cent items that I've been finding in Burlington? Excuse me. Yes. Look, 25 cents. 25 cents. 25 cents for these scarves, whatever they are. You can put them on your purse. You can put them on your scarf. You can wear them on your hair. You guys already know the drill. And then this hat, DKNY hat, for what? 25 cents at Burlington for the win. Okay. And look, can we talk about Rainbow? Do you guys know what the store Rainbow is? I don't know. Maybe you have a Rainbow, maybe you don't. But look, something like DD's, but they don't have all the household stuff. Look, these same jellies that everybody's been going crazy about, every designer has made their copy of, $5 at Rainbow. Why did I do that? I was so excited about that. And look, we already know that these are giving the Gucci Gucci vibes. Look, these are also $5. I said $4. That means they got something there for $4. Look at these. How cute. And the thickness of these, the quality. Sometimes it's not about designer, even though I have designer. I've seen shoes like these. These are my Jimmy Choos, okay? These are my Jimmy Choos. And like I said, I did probably pay what, 200 something dollars for these retail at probably what, $400 or $500. But look, I've been seeing shoes like that in the stores, okay? And then these I picked up from Didi's. Now, somebody was like, okay, look, they're just slides. They go well with what I have on right now. And I'm finna go out the door. And guess what? She finna put these on. Look, why somebody was like, oh, okay. I got compliments on these shoes, like multiple compliments on these shoes, just trying them on. And that's pretty much how it goes. So mindset is everything. Always have this in check. You know, check your temperature before you get to the store. Tell yourself that they don't play about me. They have everything that I like up in there. And guess what? I guarantee that you're going to start finding deals after deals after deals after deals till it becomes normal for you to get what you want, find what you want at the price you want to pay. Okay, you never have to deflate your wallet. Always have your wallet stacked up. Okay, because why? This ain't costing me nothing, and it's not going to cost you anything either. This is going to be it for this video. I hope you guys found this video to be useful, helpful, and just remember next time you're out there, just, you know, make sure that you're checking out these deals, okay? Until next time, I tell you guys are going to have a lovely week and enjoy the rest of your day, and I will see you when I upload the next video. Be well. Bye.